All right, man. Sorry about that. I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, where were we? Oh, the weekend. Yeah. So, so yeah, man. I watched it live. I've always watched the Oscars. Actually, it's something I've always
cool.
done.
I think I would if I was, on over here.
I grew up watching it. I used to watch it with my sisters and my mom. And it's just one of those things I've always done. I don't know. It's kind of, my wife kind of makes fun of me because she's like, oh, it's kind of dumb, but it's just something I've always done. And so,
I get it.
I don't have anything against La La Land or Moonlight, or I haven't seen either of those two movies. In fact,
No.
of the Best Picture nominations, I only have seen Hacksaw Ridge. And I actually was going to watch Manchester by the Sea yesterday as well. But my wife cut me off. She's like, you're only allowed one dramatic movie a day. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So we only watched Hacksaw Ridge, which was pretty dramatic. And oh, man, it's so
violent. It's a war movie.
Yeah, it's World War II.
Yeah,
it's they're in Okinawa. It's the Battle of Hacksaw Ridge, and it's really, really gruesome, man. It's a good movie, but it's
they all are, though, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
But this one's just got that extra bit of gruesomeness to it, man. It's it's bloody.
Did he direct it, Mel Gibson?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, that surprised me then. Violence. He loves a bit of gratuitous violence.
He does. Well. Yeah, man. What is it, Braveheart? Oh, that's just so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
did another one as well. I think it might be in the Nam one he was in, Mel Gibson. He directed and starred in it.
Was it there was The Patriot. There was that one.
Oh, that was I remember that as well. That's also gruesome. That is the American Civil War, isn't it?
No, it was the American against the evil British.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
But no, dude. So yeah, I hadn't seen either movie, so I didn't really.
Type, doesn't he, Mel? He makes a certain type of movie.
He does. He does. This one's a little different, though. Honestly, it is, and maybe because he's not in it, it's a little different. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So he's not like the main hero type thing, but I hadn't seen the other two movies, and but from what I could tell, and like all the buzz, and I should never base anything off of this. Okay, I was unfairly generalizing, but I was kind of getting caught up in the La La Land hatred because the hatred on the buzz of the hatred on that movie was that it was this self-flating, self-serving Hollywood movie because it's basically like honors Hollywood. It's self-flating, right? Because it's about Hollywood in the past. So therefore, when it starts winning all these awards, people start getting angry, right, online and stuff, and they start saying things about it being that type of movie where it's just, it's Hollywood's voting for it. It's about Hollywood, so it's going to sweep all the awards and win everything. And so I'm getting kind of caught up in the hatred. My wife's kind of having to check me. She's like, no, like, you haven't seen the movie. Why are you getting? And I'm like, yeah, but you could kind of tell it's that type of movie. It's, Oscar bait, etc., all that stuff. And so when they, I don't know, did you watch the video of it? Did you watch the clip?
Yes. Yeah, I've seen the clip proper.
So yeah, so he's like looking at it, and I thought the same thing as everyone else, that Warren Beatty was like kind of screwing with us by looking at it and then like hesitating, like he was like kind of like
yeah, that's true. See, I didn't really get that view of it because that was the news, and then they showed the clip afterwards, so you knew it had gone wrong at that point.
Yeah, you had perspective, right? You had the hindsight. And but watching it live, it really looked like he's kind of messing with us. Like he's not going to say it. He's being a showman and he's being suspenseful, that type of thing.
Yeah, because he checks it. He looks at it strange, and then he pauses, and then he kind of checks the envelope again.
He checks to see if there's another card.
Like,
He checks to see if there's another
card, and then he's just like, then he hands it over to what's her face, and she just reads it out. So.
Because she says, don't, oh, you're so difficult or something. Stop being so difficult.
Yeah, like
and when she,
sort of thing,
when she says that, he just hands her the card. Like, well, then you read it. And she does. and so I nearly turned it off. Again, I really shouldn't have gotten caught up in the hatred, but I kind of did a little bit. Because I'm like, oh God, of course it's going to sweep the awards. It's already winning all the big awards, and you just kind of had this feeling like it was going to happen. And then when they're like, La La Land, I was like, and I was nearly about to turn it.
That was like the Super Bowl all over again. This game is all over. There's
yeah,
no way.
exactly. And so I reach for the remote, and my wife is like, no, you're going to leave it. I want to hear what they say. And I'm like, okay, fine. So like I kind of leave it, and then all that happens. You kind of see people running around and stuff. You see, oh God, what's her name? The girl, Emma Stone. You see her kind of mouthing OMG, like, oh my God. Like you see a shocked look on her face. You see all these people kind of walking around, and you get the feeling that something is amiss, but you're not exactly sure what it is, right? And so all of a sudden, like, all hell breaks out. And
how the hell, though, did they get as far as halfway through the fucking speeches before someone actually decided, no, that wasn't... Because surely some people knew what the actual result was supposed to be, right? At least one guy knew.
Yeah, many people knew.
Why isn't he jumping in at that point?
Well, it's actually...
Why did it take him like 20 minutes? It's ridiculous.
Well, that kind of brings me to my next point. You could, if you watch the video, there's two guys up there, the two producers, and one of the producers is told that they didn't win. And he's the one who says, oh, we didn't win, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But if you notice, he knew before he started doing his thank you speech, he knew that they hadn't won.
Why would he still do that then?
I don't know. Like, you see, if you watch, you see his body language change because the Oscars guy with the headset comes up to the two producers. I know one of them is Horowitz. Horowitz is the one who kind of at the end goes, no, this is wrong. Like, no, this isn't a joke. Like, the guy who kind of took control of the situation was Horowitz. The other guy, I don't know the other guy's name, but he was also told. So they were both told together that they didn't win. And they were told while the third producer was in the middle of his speech. So if you watch it back, you see that Horowitz and the other guy are told, and they both understand what happened now. The guy doing the speech is the one who doesn't know because he's mid-speech. So then when that ends, the guy who ends his speech looks over to the other guy, not Horowitz, but the other producer, and goes, your turn. And he kind of waves him off like, no, I'm not going to say anything. But then you see people kind of egging him on, like, come on, the show must, like, kind of like, we got to go. And so he gets on the mic and starts saying his thank yous. And halfway through his thank yous is when Horowitz kind of chimes in with, no, like, this needs to stop.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't quite... It was an edited version of that, but it was pretty much that I saw. But yeah, even still, the minute that gets announced wrong, how long should it really take before some producer or whatever who's controlling that fucking show is like, nope, that's not right, and then they like sort of cut it right there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why did
for it to go on?
Why did one of the?
It's farcical.
And why did one of the guys who was actually, like, why did one of the producers who had the award taken from him? Why did he have to be the one to kind of go, no, this is what happened? Like, no one took charge of that situation.
Because they were still fucking around, exactly. So he was like, "Now, fuck this. Look, no, we didn't win. Seriously, you guys did. Get up here." And, there should be someone else. That's a joke, mate, really.
The whole situation was so badly handled. And then, of course, you see Warren Beatty's up there, and the guy just snags the card from him. Horowitz snags the card from him. And is like, see, we didn't win. Shows the card. But then the part that just cracked me up was Warren Beatty, rather than saying, you know what, we fucked up, this is what happened, or whatever, we'll clear
his own ass, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He gets on the mic and just, well, this is what happened,
Look,
okay? I didn't know.
Yeah, I saw that bit.
And it's just like, dude, move aside. Let the Moonlight producers have their moment. You know what I mean? But I guess he felt the need to cover his own ass, which I could kind of understand. Well, dude, you're in that moment.
That wasn't me, dude. I read it out. I was kind of because when I watched it, you could sort of like watch it and you go, oh look, he knows it's the wrong card.
Yeah, he knew.
See the expression on his face.
He knew. Yeah.
But I assumed at that point that he knew that was the wrong card because he knew who the winner was.
No, it's because it said Emma Stone.
At all, and everyone kind of knows.
No, it said Emma Stone on it.
Yeah.
And he's going.
Also, they showed a close up of the card stroke envelope, and it says on it,
Emma Stone,
leading female actress.
Emma Stone. So, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty basic thing to get wrong. I mean, literally, if that's the last Oscar, right? That is, isn't it? That's the last one.
Yeah, it's the last one. It's the big one.
Then why aren't they destroying the cards every time someone comes off to avoid accidentally handing duplicate identical red envelopes around and getting it mixed up?
Dude, there's so many things that could have happened to avoid,
to prevent that,
prevent it, and it just seems like every single thing went wrong. Like everything that could have gone wrong just went wrong.
Claim credit for it, I reckon.
Right? That's all that needs. That's all that needs to happen now.
Somehow, it's either anti-Trump, right? Someone who's anti-Trump did it, or no,
right.
That was Trump because they were all bad mouthing him, weren't they? So
right, yeah, exactly.
Being a bit political. All the lovies were being a bit political, so I reckon Trump did it.
You could play it either way, and either way it works. But I thought it was interesting from the perspective of just the casual observer, because you have all this, you have so much ego up on the stage at once, right? You have all this ego. You have Beatty and Faye Dunaway and the host and the producers of the show, the producers of the movie, and you have all this. It's just inability to to claim responsibility, to pull it together. I'm glad that guy Horowitz he really, it was impressive to me for him to find out that no, you didn't win after thinking you won, having the trophy in your hand and literally having it snagged out of your hand. But to in that moment, to in that moment completely take control of the situation, and
I think that's what I would have done, though. I think that's exactly what I would have done.
Well, you would want to, in hindsight, but in that moment, I mean, he just took control of the situation, and he was super.
Doing it.
Well, he was angry. Yeah, he was angry. Obviously, but then he shows amazing grace when they're like, "Oh, you should keep the award too." You know, Jimmy Kimmel, who's just, I mean, he's in a moment of shock too. You know, all these people are just not sure how to react, and he's just like, oh, everyone should get an award or whatever. And the guy's like, no, I have no problem handing this to my friends at Moonlight, blah, blah, blah. I'll be proud to do it or whatever. You know, just showing that humility and grace in that moment and just stepping in. I mean, that guy was the...
Part of it as well, though, is to save some cred out of that situation, isn't it?
Well, he didn't need to do that.
Kind of good.
He didn't need to do that.
But he did it. That makes him look a bit better, doesn't it?
He got. I mean,
him look a bit better.
It does make him look better, but I mean, there's no way he looks bad at all. I mean, unless he goes up there like his buddy and starts doing the acceptance speech, knowing he didn't win. Because I mean, the other guy,
he can't do that.
He knew he didn't win, and he starts doing the speech anyway. And it isn't until
that guy bottled it. He knew, but he's got no balls. So you get 0 balls, so he just went along with it and thought, I'm just going to kind of talk and do my acceptance speech knowing that I got it wrong because I'm not going to be the one that's going to say it's wrong.
Right.
Or be that guy. No one remembers that guy. I'll remember the guy that said, no, this is wrong. Let's see, it's wrong. It's not us. We didn't win. There you go. You did.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, people are vilifying also the guy who still did his speech, which who knows what's going on through that guy's head. I mean, you're such a mess of emotions in that moment. We can't put ourselves there and try to say, well, I would have done that. You know, it's so hard.
No, but yeah.
But yeah, man, that was worth the price of admission, man. That was worth the whole show, you know. That was worth it.
Mate. Crazy.
Just for that moment. And I thought it was really compelling just to see all the reactions and the ego and the humanity in that moment and the it was crazy, man. I feel bad for those guys because clearly no one can know except for maybe, I don't know, Miss America,
like 2 people knew. That's it.
Oh, really? Yeah, because even
I see what you're saying.
Even the Oscars Twitter tweeted La La Land is the winner. So they were going
to really know. I think they do keep it quite secret.
But yeah, I mean the Steve Harvey, I don't know if you saw the like pageant. I don't know which pageant it was, but it was like he announced the winner and it was the wrong winner. And then, obviously the Super Bowl. So it's just kind of going around, man, where I don't know what to make of it. It's kind of funny. It's and entertaining, of course. But going back to
real drama.
Going back to what you said about Trump, I was reading an article right now where George W. Bush is kind of bashing him. And I'm like, oh man,
everyone's bashing him.
But
it don't really matter what he does. It's just like everyone will bash him.
But even if George W. Bush, who was a 2-term Republican president,
Jesus Christ,
is bashing you now.
Him, he's bad.
Yeah, dude, you've run out of friends, man. That's when you're Han Solo and Chewbacca's got a gun to the back of your head. You know what I mean? Like you're a boss. Everyone's. Yeah, that was my Saturday, and then Sunday the Oscars in Hacksaw Ridge.
Nice.
How was your weekend, man?
Yeah, not bad. Not too dissimilar, really. Well, other than the kicking out part, or getting the missus upset part.
Oh, well, that's good.
What I do Saturday, yeah, I actually just kind of spent loads of money. Actually, it was one of those weekends where I bought loads of stuff.
Oh, nice. You went
to buy for ages.
You went into consumerism mode, or was it like stuff you needed?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of good. Well, not really fully consumerism mode. I mean, they are consumer goods, but I bought I've got about 200 CDs, and now after finally moving and sorting out my studio and all the rest of it, and having a decent CD set up with decent speakers, and finding all my CDs again, they're all just kind of stacked on the floor. So I was just like, I really need to get a CD rack for it. So I just kind of went out and bought one, like a solid oak one. It's about 90 quid.
Oh, jeez.
And I've been kind of looking for ages.
Is it like a shelf?
Kind of a freestanding, tall but thin, with shelves. If you see what I mean.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Not a proper shelf, but like a dedicated.
No, so it's just like a cabinet thing. You stand it on the floor. You could fit about 25 CDs on a shelf, and it had about 8 shelves. Just like a thin, tall thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So that was nice, just to get my CDs all nice in a nice little
organized.
Properly organized. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And
I've been
sort of messing around for ages to get one, and I did put some shelves up, but there's plasterboard in there, and shelves up, and put all those CDs on there, and they weigh a ton, and it kind of nearly pulled the shelves out of the plasterboard. So that was a bad idea, and I had to go back to square one. So ever since then, I've been trying to find something to put my CDs into. And in the end, I got it from a shop that's literally about a stone's throw away from my house, around the corner.
Wow. So did you do like all the shopping first, and then you're like, oh, you couldn't find anything, and then the last place you checked right by your house, that's where it was?
Well, I did not on Saturday. I'd sort of done that over a protracted period of time, looking online, looking in various furniture stores and all sorts of stores that may or may not sell that sort of thing. Just as I happened to be going in there anyway, I'd just keep half an eye out for a CD rack, because CDs aren't as prevalent now as they used to be, so it's not the sort of thing you just buy anywhere anymore.
No, they're almost ancient technology, man.
Yeah.
I never would have thought. I never would have thought, man. Like growing up, when CDs first came out, I never thought that they would become so obsolete. I mean, I always figured that there would be there's always something new. So I figured there'd be something new, but I didn't think it would disappear the way it did. I mean, it's just, you go to a store now.
Me, it's not obsolete.
Well,
no, of
course not.
I get what you're saying.
Not to us.
I still buy CDs now, you know.
Yeah. No, I do too. But I mean, we're old.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I still buy vinyl, Raze. So
yeah, but that's making a comeback in a big way, and that's done for a few years, isn't it, vinyl?
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous.
That does offer you something fundamentally different because it is ultimately analog, and you get a chunky, big old bit of vinyl and a nice sleeve anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's more of an art form thing in some respects, some of those things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that for sure.
You know,
I've been buying vinyl since I was 15, so I'm a bit annoyed actually at the resurgence of vinyl because, dude, I have a bunch of vinyl even that I bought a few years ago, and you look at the price because you know I leave the wrapper on there. I slice it open so I could pull the record out, but I leave the wrapper on, so you could still see the price. And a lot of my full albums are $10. And now you go to a record store or wherever and try to get vinyl. It's 24. Yeah. $24. It's just like, man, I'm
blown up mega for that.
It's easier to get now. You don't have to go, but you're paying double the price, if not more, for albums than you were even just a few years ago. Damn hipsters.
Bummer, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bummer.
I blame the hipsters. Once they latch onto something, dude, that's it, man. They destroy it.
Yeah. All becomes really expensive.
So, do you have?
So that was cool.
Do you have a good amount of CDs? Like what?
I've nearly filled it. So, I think. Can't remember exactly how many CDs you can fit in it, but yeah, I've nearly filled it. So it's 200, around that sort of mark.
Oh, that's a good amount.
Yeah, it's a healthy collection. There's still good few more that I could get easily, but that'd be more of a case of just getting them to have in your collection as opposed to having never heard of them. And I always tend to ear towards the side of I haven't actually heard that properly, or I haven't actually listened to that album before I buy it, sort of thing.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm gradually sort of trying to fill in some of the blanks and some of the stuff that I maybe had on cassette originally, and other stuff that was just digital in one way, shape, or another, either freely or otherwise, and just replace some of that stuff on CD.
I had about, I don't know, 200 CDs as well.
Here's the problem with digital, right? Here's the problem with digital.
Okay.
Some way, shape, or another, it's a faff, because as convenient as it all is to have it all on a phone or a tablet, you have to fucking have a charger for it anywhere near it any time you're using it. And it's so much easier from my perspective to just pick up a CD and whack it in a CD player.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, for listening at home, definitely.
I mean? Yeah, for listening at home, yes. I think digital for when you're anywhere outside the home is amazing. And the fact you can get anything anywhere on demand wherever you are, assuming you have some form of internet, is wonderful. But for home listening, CDs or vinyl all the way.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Plus, there's something to, just hearing an album all the way through. Me and George talked about it on the We Don't Know podcast a couple weeks ago, where we were just talking about how albums, that's such a lost concept because of shuffle and because, you can buy.
Totally. Yeah, I've had this conversation recently with some of my friends, because that's all just like you listen to music through YouTube or what's the streaming service, Spotify or stuff
Pandora,
like that, or digital, and half the time people won't even let you listen to. So if you've got a bunch of friends around, people won't even listen to the end of a song before they want to skip it to something different on a different album.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And let alone actually listen to a whole album, and half the songs only work within the context of a full album.
Yeah.
They don't work if you just put one on. So that whole concept is sort of disappearing now with this whole digital thing.
Yeah, everyone's
know?
just doing singles now, and it's the result.
Just instant gratification with a single. Yeah, they're all just in singular songs and playlists and stuff like this. It's just so the other cool thing is when people are around and it's like, right, oh, you've got to stick CD on. They have to actually pick a good album. You know, you want to make sure you pick a good album because the CD's going on rather than a shitty song.
Right. Right. So you have to be way more careful about what you put on. Now you're being held to a higher standard, or at least a more fickle standard in any case.
True.
Twitchy.
Yeah. So that was good. And trying to think what I did Saturday night. Played Pez, I think.
Oh, really? That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I've
some CDs. Played
I need to
Pez.
put more time into that game. I need to put some more time into that game. I was
I'm
actually
at the
thinking
transfer window now.
Nice. You're in
Yeah,
the
mid-season
January window.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I just got an offer for Ozil.
Ah,
Trying to get a little bit more money out of it.
I sold him too, man. There's just too many good midfield players
He's
on Arsenal that.
Quite good. I mean, I play him left wing, which is kind of wrong.
Yeah, that's
He's
very
like
wrong.
the best player for playing
That's
there.
very wrong. I play
So who
Alexis
else
on the
I've
left
got?
wing.
Oh, that's wrong, mate. He needs to be up front, smashing them in. His finishing is ridiculous, mate.
Up front,
He
like
does
as a
things that
forward?
Yep. He does things that other players just physically don't have animations for
That's fair enough.
when it comes to scoring and just finishing. You don't have to do anything special. It's just some of the animations and some of the chances he takes, other players just wouldn't have done it.
You don't feel like he's
All he's
wasted
doing is push
in the
away.
box though?
No, totally
Top of the
not.
pitch?
No. Well, I don't really. It's hard to describe, but I mean, I play two up front. He's on the left side of the two strikers. But yeah, I play him up front, man. You got to play him up front. You can't play him on the wing. Who are you playing up front? Giroud.
Giroud and Welbeck.
He don't even make my Oh, Jesus, mate. Have a word with yourself.
Well, here's my. All right, do you want to hear my logic? You want to hear my logic about it?
Go for it. Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
I feel like Alexis is the best player on the team.
He is. That is
And
true.
And I feel like he is like the Ronaldo of the team, right?
He kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, you wouldn't put Ronaldo up front, would you?
Yes.
Really? You don't want him on the
Yeah.
ball, creating plays, dribbling down the field?
Yeah, but you've got Walcott, who's got ridiculous speed for that. And Ozil's not bad on the left, like I say, but
Well, I sold Otzel. I have
yeah, well, you can't play him anyway.
I have Ramsey playing in the middle, which
See,
I could.
have.
I guess I
well,
could
it's
have
hard to
Alexis
sort
in the middle. I don't know, but then I have to play Ramsey on the wing, and I feel like Alexis is more versatile, where he could play on the wing. And I want him on the ball. I don't want him waiting, for service. I want him to create.
Here you go. I've just posted my lineup and also my formation. So if you'll see, I kind of play with 4 attacking
Okay, you do that like diamond,
players.
the diamond triangle,
Kind of.
4-player triangle. There's no such thing. A square.
No. It's more like a sort of offensive M. That's the only way I could describe it.
Offensive M. Okay, that's good. All right, let's see. Okay, Sanchez and Zidane. Oh, Zaka. Also on the wing.
Zidane would be interchangeable with, I mean, really, Zaka, I've just got him in there because he's a youth player. I'm trying to make him better.
Yeah, why wouldn't you have Ramsey there?
In there. Well, I've got Ramsey in defensive midfield.
Yeah, you have him
pushes on
holding.
anyway. So he
Yeah,
gets involved anyway,
that's
and
true.
then it's only because I'm trying to make that geezer better. If not, I have been playing Cazorla in that hole. I've been playing Cazorla there, and I have played Zidane there. If I put Zidane there, he's at 94,
Oh wow.
but he's better. He's just better up front.
See, I feel like both of those guys are better on the ball in midfield. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's my point, right? Players don't. Well, the way I play in PES, they don't have time on the ball. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
pass,
true.
pass, 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 right? By the time the ball gets to the money end, then players will have a little bit more time on the ball. Then they will have a touch. Then I do want them to do stuff. But generally, in terms of the first two-thirds of the pitch and all the build-up play, it's all just kind of quick passing, one-touch passing, maybe take a touch and then pass it, but all the time just quick, 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 quick. I'm not looking to run anywhere with the ball. If I get a through ball into either the wingers in the channel or through to the front two, then I'll be using the run and then I'll be dribbling and then I'll be trying to do stuff. So that's why I'm playing him up there, because I was finding, like with Zidane, he wasn't getting involved in the play as much, and he wasn't scoring goals and he wasn't setting people up, whereas that ensures he's right up the pitch in the business end.
I see what you're
Start scoring
saying.
goals with him and setting stuff up. Same with Sanchez. Ozil, that was kind of the best place I could find to put him, really. He shouldn't really play there.
No, he's not a winger at all. Although you can have
If I move
someone,
him to...
you can have someone on the
Yes,
left
the
side
thing.
of midfield, and they're not necessarily a winger. They're just playing in the midfield on the left side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
need,
right?
yeah, no, I do, yeah, totally. I just need another player. I need a left winger is the truth of it, because if I push Ozil into the middle, he's an 87, which is really good. But he's still an 81 if I put him out left, that's the thing. Anyone else I stick out there is like mid to low 70s. Whereas Ozil, he's an 81. He sort of half doesn't mind being out there, because it dynamically affects the overall stat on the player based on what position you put him in, right?
Right.
Excuse me. But yeah, that formation's working really nicely for me.
I can
I'm
see
kicking
that.
some ass, scoring some good goals, winning some games.
Taking some
I'm
names.
like 1 point, yeah, I'm 1 point top above Man U.
Yeah, I'm 1 point top two above Tottenham.
So, yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
It's a close competitive. So yeah, I don't really see the need to put the difficulty up or anything yet.
Are you playing on normal or pro or? I think I'm doing pro, or maybe the one right up below pro. But I'm struggling. I am struggling.
I'll just check.
I'm struggling.
And if you notice as well, like with my formation, I'm comparing it. If I compare it to the team I'm playing against, they only have one player that far up the pitch, and I've got 5. That's the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're using like a default style formation, they're really deep.
Yeah, I'm not using the default. I moved it around and made it my own because Arsenal
you customize it because they play them all too deep.
Arsenal only had the default only has one forward, one striker.
Yeah, you need 2 strikers.
And I decided I'd rather have 2. I'd rather have 2 strikers than 2 defensive midfielders. That's just the way I see it. Because that's how they're.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a default was having Cazorla or Cazor, whatever his name is, as the other,
Cazorla.
and he's not even a defensive midfielder. So I was like, what is going on here with this formation? So I just I put 2 strikers because I'd rather have the 2 guys up front.
Plus, occasionally you get Bellerin and Monreal will join the attack. So actually, you've got another kind of diamond shape there because they come up and overlap Walcott and Ozil.
Yeah, they do. If the wing backs end up being wingers.
Yeah. So you've got loads of people up there then. Whereas if you play that position, that kind of formation where all the players are defined as left midfielder, central midfielder, and they're all green, they all sit too deep.
Yeah, that's true. You want a bit more.
Play takes forever. Because you have to kind of gradually move up the pitch, but just keep pass. Whereas the other way, you can kind of 2 or 3 balls and you can be breaking away
That's the kind of cool thing about football is that no one's right. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, true. Yeah.
I can play Alexis on the wing and you could play him up front, or you could even play him as the central attacking midfielder. You know, and
yes, I thought about that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he's such a versatile player. At the end of the day, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna try him up front, dude. I'm
The
gonna.
thing about it is, mate, is such a deadly finisher,
Yeah.
and goals get you everything you need, really.
That's true.
And I don't think he really has the legs on him to kind of run the length of a pitch, jink inside, cut in and get a chance, take on a couple of players and then get a chance, if you know what I mean. That's sort of asking a bit too much of him.
It is.
Usually your stamina's fucking run out by the time you've run that far.
That's true.
So, yeah, I mean, let me look at my scoring. I don't even look at that.
Well, I don't have Zidane, so I'd have to play him up front with
Alexis
either.
Sanchez has scored 25 goals this season so far.
Jeez, man. That's a lot.
And I scored sort of 17 with Zidane.
Jesus, how many? Wait, I thought you were at the transfer window. How do you have that many? How many goals are you scoring a game? I'm only scoring like one goal, maybe two a game. What do you?
Not always. I've had a few games where I've beat teams 4 or 5-0. But, you know, my last game was Swansea and I won 1-0. And then I lost to Man U 3-2. You know.
That's not good.
Now you look at the records. Career, maybe.
Well, I had the opposite thing where, like, I beat Chelsea and I was all happy, and then I lost to Stoke or whoever it was.
Oh, that can happen too.
I was so mad. I beat Chelsea 3-1. I felt good. I'm like, hey, I'm scoring at this difficulty. I'm feeling good. And then, and then I lose to Stoke 1-0. Or 1-0 or 2-1. I can't remember. It was really annoying, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This is come on. And then I barely squeak out a 1-0 in the Champions League against some team I can't even pronounce the name of.
Why is it so hard to find the fucking league tables in Pro Evo?
Right.
There's just no need for it to be that hard. I've had to go through 4 different menus and different selections to get to the league. There it is. Right, okay. See, I'm top with 48 points. I have scored a lot of goals, though, to be fair. I've scored 60 goals.
That's a lot of goals.
And you
might need to crank up that difficulty, man.
Yeah, I might do.
What's your point differential, like plus 20?
45. So Man U scored 45, so I've only scored 15 goals more than Man U.
It's not...
Conceded is pretty much the same, 22 apiece. So my goal difference is,
That's not horribly bad. When your goal differential is like plus 30 or plus 40, and then you need to crank up the difficulty a little bit.
My goal difference is 16 above Man U.
Yeah, it's not too much. That's reasonable.
So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And that's the same for Chelsea as well, who are a point below that. So I have been considering turning the difficulty up, but
you still want to enjoy the game.
I might do that next season. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you can get to the point where it's just too hard, too frustrating, and you have to concentrate too hard to play the game, and it's not fun anymore.
Right. Exactly. You just want to kick the ball around and score some goals, have some fun.
That's it.
Doesn't have to be.
So Ibrahimovic has scored 17 goals for Man U this season, to put it into context.
Okay, so that's reasonable.
So
it's a reasonable number.
Yeah.
All right, that's reasonable. See, yeah, okay.
My point being is you should play with Sanchez up front because he's a goal machine.
I will do it. I will try it out. I will give it a shot. It's hard to find that balance between it being competitive because you don't want to be destroying.
Yeah, it is.
The CPU.
Yeah, it's hard to find the balance.
And then, but you don't want to be frustrated.
You don't want to be trouncing teams every single week, and you don't want to. Yeah, I mean, PES can be, and the problem with PES as well is once you start cranking that difficulty level up, what it really means is they know how to play keep ball a lot better.
Yep.
And you don't even get the ball because they're just passing it around.
Yep.
Like Spain. And just not giving you the ball at all. They don't necessarily score 5 goals past you. They just beat you 1 or 2-0 and you don't get the ball the whole match.
Right. And also, when you get the ball, they just rush you and take it. You know what I mean? You can't even...
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You can't
hard.
even pass the ball or anything.
Mm-hmm. So there's a fine line for sure. I think once I start signing a few more players and they just make a few areas better, then I might crank the difficulty up then, because my team will be a bit better. So it's just those little increments really.
Right.
But yeah, it's good, man. I need a slash. I'll be back.
Cool.
We've got a lounge, you know, it's all decorated. My missus got a certain style she went for, certain paint, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff. And all the time, this idea was we're going to have this gold kind of mirror. That was the idea.
Did you hang that on a wall?
One. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. I hope you reinforced it.
Oh, not that gold. No, I don't mean gold. Sorry, no.
No, I just mean the weight. I just mean the weight of it. Just hanging on the wall. That's.
It's not actually that heavy, and the walls in the house are all brick anyway.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I.
So I just drill a hole in the wall, put a plug in it, put a screw in it, and hang something on it. Yeah.
You drilled into brick.
Yeah.
And then you hung a 150-pound mirror on it.
Yeah.
See that just
Why is this,
dude,
why is this scary to you?
It makes me nervous, man. That makes me nervous. My wife, Marcy, she always wants to get our, we have a 55-inch LCD, and she wants to hang it on the wall, and I'm like, no, it's too heavy. Like, I don't know, man. I have this irrational fear of hanging heavy things on the wall, which is probably says more about me and my OCD than it does about there being actually anything wrong with it or it being a rational fear.
Yeah, it's perfectly normal. It's exactly what mirrors are supposed to do. They're supposed to be hung on walls, Rick.
150 pounds though, man. That's a heavy mirror.
I think it was about 125. I mean, price, not weight. Price.
Oh, I'm an idiot. You're talking about British pounds. I'm talking about the weight.
You're talking about weight. No, not 150 pounds in weight. Jesus.
That was an epic fail.
You could still hang on the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could, but that'd make you a little more nervous, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was starting to feel crazy there for a second. I'm like, geez, that's heavy. If that thing falls, it fucking kill someone. You know what I mean? You're like sitting on the couch relaxing. Thing just falls and shatters on you. 150 pounds of glass.
I'm not really sure how, because I don't really deal with pounds in weight. You can see why it might get confusing from my perspective.
Yeah, and from mine.
But even though we have pounds and things are weighed in pounds over here, and you buy stuff in pounds and all that sort of shit. But for me, I just don't really understand it. But so it's always stone and kilos and.
Right.
So when we talk about weight,
how much is 150 pounds in kilos?
I don't know. I have no
68
idea.
kilograms. 68 kilos.
Okay. But when we talk about, it's really confusing for me because they changed the system halfway through my school, right?
Did they?
It used to be pounds, and then it was kilos and grams, right?
Right.
Yeah, they did. Honestly, no shit. And anyway.
I remember that. They tried to do it over here too. Didn't fly.
Okay. And everything went metric in the shops and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that turned from pounds to, And anyway, the way I think about it is when we talk about people and how much they weigh, we talk about stone. And that is, there's a certain amount of pounds in a stone, I think.
Right.
But I have no idea what that is. Hang on, let me have a look. So 150 pounds is 10.7 stone, so it's nearly 11 stone. I weigh 13.5 stone.
Which is how much again?
Hang on.
That's like hanging you on a mirror, dude, or on a wall. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot of weight for a human being, but it's a lot of weight to put on a wall. Even a brick wall.
Oh yeah, and if I was doing that, I mean, I would be putting it, some serious. I wouldn't be just using a screw.
No, yeah, that's when you said that. I was just like in silence, like, what? No, Razer, you're gonna hurt somebody.
So that's I weigh 189 pounds.
How tall are you? Oh, you're gonna tell me in meters or something. Damn.
I'm 5'10".
Oh shit, we're the same height.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm 5'11" and 3/4, almost 6 feet. Not quite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, that's a lot of weight. Now I can visualize it because I can visualize that's a person.
Yeah. It's hanging a person up there, dude. That's how I was like, holy
just
crap.
Cost 150 quid for a mirror. That looks
Okay,
cool, though.
yeah,
I'm quite
quid.
happy with that.
See, I'm used to you guys saying
Yeah, I should
quid.
say quid. Yeah,
I'm so used to that. When you say pounds, I just thought of actual weight. It's so stupid, but yeah, that's funny.
And we've been here sort of a year and a half now. I've been trying to find a mirror, so that was kind of cool to finally get one.
That's cool, man. Is it a flattering mirror?
Have a look. That's in the picture, mate. I pinged you a picture of it.
Okay, because there's flattering mirrors, and then there's like mirrors that you look at and you're like, oh my god, no, that can't be what I look like.
It's not a mirror to look in per se. It's a decorative mirror for decorative purposes.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, got it. I see it now. Yep.
It's not a functional mirror in that.
No, it's not.
Although it is functional because it gives you extra light in the room, and it's good to have mirrors in most rooms for that reason alone.
Yeah. I grew up in a house of mirrors. My parents' living room is a wall, like the entire wall is a mirror, like from floor to ceiling.
All right.
Floor to ceiling.
Because it's really dark, or
my mom just likes mirrors.
Retro decorating.
It's floor to ceiling mirrors, and there's one in the living room, and then there's one at the end of the hallway. And one time, Ray's, I was a teenager, and I was outside with my friend Jose and his friend Esteban, who's kind of a burnout. You know what a burnout is, right? Like he smoked himself retarded, basically.
Yeah.
And we're out there smoking. We're smoking a doobie, right? And we're getting all telling like scary stories because it's like nighttime, and we're like late teens, maybe like 17, 18 years old, and we're telling stories and stuff. You know how it is when you're with the guys outside smoking a doob. You just start talking about stupid shit, and we hear a gunshot, right? Like not even that far away, dude, like a block and a half away. We hear gunshots. Okay. And we're stoned. And we run into the house, terrified because we just heard gunshots and we're stoned. And my friend Jose had been in my house, but his buddy Esteban had never been in my house before. And so he runs into the house, and the first thing he sees when he runs in is the mirror at the end of the hall. And at the mirror at the end of the hall, he sees in the darkness 3 people running towards him.
Classic, that is.
Yeah, so he does like a military dive over my parents had like a couch in the living room. Mm-hmm. He jumps over that couch, rolls along the ground, like rolling all the way across the ground, goes up against the wall and starts freaking convulsing, man, having like a full-on panic attack.
Shit.
Yeah, me and my friend Jose are like trying to calm him down, but he's like screaming like they're in the house, he's freaking out. He's stoned and terrified, and he now thinks that there's 3 people running towards him, presumably with guns. So yeah, it was hilarious, dude. Like we're trying to calm him down, but we're also laughing so hard that we can't talk. Because we're just fucking we're laughing at him, dude. So and we're trying to calm him down, but we're laughing, so it almost sounds like we're crying because we're laughing. So he's
Yeah.
just freaking out, man. And yeah, dude, I almost blacked out from laughing so hard.